The name's Eva.
When I think of Metal Gear Solid, only one thing comes to mind. Eating wild animals. Wait. Oh, crap, never mind. I think that's Pokemon, actually. Metal Gear Solid 3 is a prequel to the cutscene-tastical Metal Gear Solid franchise, and dares to take it in bold, new directions, with trees! I know, it blew my mind too. All that horrid green wildlife. Ew. The stereotypical gamer fear of leaving the house aside, MGS3 is a fantastic game and currently stands as my personal favorite of the series. And with that in mind, let's get into my review. Now, as I stated, MGS3 is a prequel to the series. You play as a CIA agent named Naked Snake. Get your jollies in now with all the snake innuendos. You're sent on a mission to rescue a Soviet scientist named Sokolov who is developing what is essentially a giant robot tank thingy. Funny. I thought that was Japan's job. Tee-hee. Of course, being that this is a Metal Gear Solid game, some crazy shit has to happen and things don't go as planned. As Snake, you must, well, go to the hospital to not die, but then go back into enemy territory in order to rescue Sokolov, kill the evil giant robot thingy, and do something else that's probably a total spoiler. I think. Now, overall, I really like the story of MGS3. It's honestly like watching a really good movie. On a PS2! Speaking of movie, though, people have often complained that the game is too much movie and not enough game, to which I say poppycock, because I never get a chance to say poppycock, it just doesn't come up in normal conversation. This is a Metal Gear Solid game. If there weren't long cutscenes, I'd honestly be very offended. And while I see the point of these people, the story is good. If it was crap, you might have my support, but it's not. So suck it up. The plot is chock full of interesting characters, my personal favorite being Ocelot, because that bastard just twirls his guns around the entire game and is overall a big douche, which is very appealing to me. And what's more, you also get to gain more insight into some pertinent and non-pertinent information through codex, which I really liked. I learned so much about fucking movies every time I saved. All in all, the story of MGS3 is very well done, and I found it thoroughly interesting.
Searching and I'll melt into you.
MGS3's gameplay is set up very similarly to previous titles, with one huge difference. Rather than sneaking around enclosed facilities for the entire game, the majority of your time will be spent in the wilderness, with evil trees! Though the same basic mechanics remain. You can crouch, fidget around on the floor, be a sneaky bastard, shoot everything that moves, hide in boxes, or wear this sexy Raiden mask. I know you want to, we all do. But with this new environment comes new gameplay additions. Camouflage, food, and cure, and stuff. Now, camouflage is a huge part of the game. It's important for you to be able to blend in with whatever given environment you're in, whether this be near trees or near green shit, in order to successfully sneak past enemies. Of course, if you're going to be a bastard like me, it won't matter. Just shoot everything. Seriously. Now, food can be used to recover your stamina. How do you get it? Well, you'll sometimes find rations lying around, but a lot of the food you'll have to obtain yourself by killing animals and then eating them. Isn't that great? I actually like this gameplay element, though. It gives me a reason to go all OCD and look for food. Not that I need a reason to go OCD in games, I'm just saying. Lastly, we have the cure function. In this game, Snake can be injured by bullets and other stuff. Leaving this unattended will have negative effects, which is odd. Who would have thought that being shot with bullets and stabbed with a knife and burnt with fire would have negative health effects? And while this new addition was neat, it was also kind of meh. Speaking of neat additions, though, seeing as how this is the subsistence version of the game, you get various bonus features, the most prominent being an improved camera. Thank fucking God. Of course, what's really important is that core MGS gameplay, and it's here, and you can play the game any way you want. You can be really stealthy, not kill, nor alert anyone, or you can use the patented Yuriofwind skill of kill everything, 'cause it works! Either method you choose, though, the gameplay is very satisfying. Being stealthy and avoiding everyone is just as fulfilling as walking up to someone and shooting them with a shotgun. Though let's be realistic, that second method is way more fulfilling. I also love that somewhat sense of freedom the game has. It lets me go all OCD, again with OCD, in every area looking for hidden weapons, or rations, or ammo, or douches to kill, not to mention boss douches, and I really like the boss fights of the game. Granted, I completely destroyed all of them with my guns. Kinda. Not really. And all in all, the gameplay is very fun, but I have issues because I always manage to find a few. Firstly, there's something awkward about the game. How you switch weapons, wield them, fire them, even aim them. There's just something very awkward about that, and as you progress through the game, despite you getting used to it, it never really ceases to be awkward, which bothered me a bit. I wouldn't say it's necessarily a bad gameplay element because you do adjust, it just kind of irked me. The only other thing that truly bothered me, and this is a nitpick, but the O button is confirm and the X button is cancel. Son of a bitch. It's such a small thing, but every time I go to play one of these games after not doing so for a very long time, it completely fucks me up. I just sit there at the title screen for like a minute thinking my controller is broken, and then I realize that can't be the case because it's not a Mad Catz. Zing! Joke! Yeah. But all in all, I really enjoyed the gameplay of MGS3. While the controls did have a clunky air about them, the game is just a lot of fun to play.
I fear Khrushchev may have a hand in this. We have no time to lose. You must eliminate him before the final test.
Graphically, MGS3 looks damn good. Character models look very nice, and environments look very green and tree-ish. I actually like the change of scenery with the forests and whatnot. It's a nice change of pace. My only issue with the environments is that the enemies really blend in with them. I mean, really. To the point that you can't distinguish them from the background, which I know is the point, but come on. Point in case is that fight against the end. I swear to God, that method to beat him by setting the PS2 clock ahead a week, which I totally did by the way, was put in there on purpose just because he's so goddamn hard to see. Old people. The game's cutscenes look very nice as well. Really nice character animations, and they're shot really well. Like a really good movie! Cinematic! That might be why I like watching them so much, though I do notice that the cutscenes suffer from a bit of slowdown, as if the PS2 can't handle all that awesome. Conspiracy theories. In any case, the graphics were very nice. On the sound side of things, good things. Voice acting, in my opinion, was very well done, and with a game with this much talking, this is a nice feature. I felt that every voice fit the given character, and I always appreciate that a lot of Snake's lines are simply grunts, like and you guys know what grunts sound like, I'm not gonna fucking do that. Point is, it's awesome. On the music side of things, though, it's very fitting. When the action is tense, the music represents that, but when everything is okay, there's a calming silence. Until I stab someone. Go me. The music in general, aside from being very fitting, is just great music that I enjoyed quite a bit. All in all, the presentation was very well done. Overall, Metal Gear Solid 3 is a very impressive game, with an interesting plot that's told very well, fun gameplay that honestly never got old, for me, and an impressive presentation. I view this game as a must-buy. And if you haven't had a chance to buy it yet, well, lucky you, there's an HD collection coming out for the 360 and PS3. Lucky me too, actually, because I'm buying that shit day one. But blah blah blah, the game is fantastic. So Metal Gear Solid 3 gets a 4.5 out of 5.